Hello world, this is Miner. Today is a dark day for the emulation and wider homebrew community. In case you've been living under a rock, Yuzu is, or rather was, an emulator for the Switch. Nintendo, for some reason, decided to strike them down with a lawsuit a few days ago. They saw Yuzu as promoting piracy, when that was absolutely not their intention. But just like how you can use a hammer either to drive nails or to bash someone's head in, people use Yuzu to run their own games outside of the hardware limitations of the host system, the Switch, while others could turn to the dark side and use it to run ill-gotten games. Although Yuzu, at least in my interpretation, was operating well within the constraints of the law, the user has to supply their own firmware and keys from their own Switch. Nintendo strong-armed them into folding. Yuzu announced today that they are closing up shop. Their repos were also taken off GitHub, and their website will also shut down soon. As much as I love the work that Nintendo's insanely talented dev team puts into their work, especially Splatoon, I find this move to be absolutely reprehensible on Nintendo's part. A small part of me regrets getting involved with Splatoon in the first place after this knockout blow to an innocent organization. I have a backup of the Yuzu code and wiki repos from before they got taken offline, and I'll think about re-uploading it for posterity, even if it will never be worked on again. But it's not all doom and gloom for the displaced legit users out there. There's still somewhere you can go. Ryujinx. Ryujinx is another Switch emulator that seems to have stood the test of time, and I hope that some of the user team can also bring their expertise there. If you want to check it out, I have their links in the description. I personally use Ryujinx occasionally in my work and play within the Splatfest server, also linked below, and I can say that it works pretty well from my somewhat limited experience. And before Nintendo tries to strike this down, no, I never download anything illegally. Everything I use is done legitimately from my own console. And Ryujinx has a strict policy of refusing support to suspected pirates. If you want to keep emulating your Switch games post-Yuzu, give Ryujinx a try. Gisposte, stay tuned, stay safe, stay fresh, and own your media. Miner.